Hey everybody, welcome to the Pink Riot Comic Show, where it's two black women having a good old time talking about all things comics, books, pop culture created by black and brown folks. I am Keisha, aka High Havoc, and I'm here with my brilliantly talented co-host Bree. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, all that jazz. And I'm so beyond excited to get to kick it with the Riot fam. And we got crazy, talented humans in the building today.
Yes.
So I'm literally vibrating with excitement. But how are you, love?
I am good. This was a surprisingly good week for me. I was productive. That hasn't happened in a few months. I think I may have had, the depression.
Period. That's all right. But we're on the other side,
Yes,
looking
I
good.
think so.
Hair
Yeah,
looking fresh and crispy.
this just happened. I woke up, and for those listening, it's like shaved down even further. And while you can't see it from the light, because like my room is fairly dark, it's like a rose gold blonde. And so like I was like, yeah,
It's
I want to
giving
just
who's that girl? La 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 la. He's that girl. Period.
yeah, I just wanted to wake up and not have to think about my hair. I was like, yeah, I just want to wake up and exist. And that's what this haircut does.
Imagine the flex. Like, basically, I woke up like this. No big deal.
Yeah.
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 You know what? Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be a great show. I'm super excited because when I tell you, I know we're going to do a proper introduction in a few minutes, but like, I've been so excited to like talk to her and just talk about comics and everything. This is I've been very excited about this interview for quite some time.
For those of you who can't see, my good sis is truly fangirling in proper fashion, like holding the cheeks because the face is getting hot, vibes, energy, all of that. But I mean, what can we do? Sometimes it can't be helped. You know what I
Right. I
mean?
mean, we've had fantastic people on the show. And
Yes.
just like every week, it's just been like greatness. So, yeah.
Yes. Well, what's up
Oh,
to everybody in the chat? Hey, Raven.
Raven. Raven
Yay.
says, hi, fam. I'm so excited for this interview. Been looking forward to it all day.
All
Same.
period. What's up, Jana?
Hey, Jana.
I feel like we can't get things kicking for real until we get greeted as the podcastresses that we are.
Yes, yes.
Love you down, Jana. What up, LT?
Yes. Let's see. It has been nice outside. It has
Yes.
been so nice.
It's
Oh.
literally hot where I'm at right now. So yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'm envious of that. It's not there yet out here, but it's not like freezing cold.
That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
very envious of that. Oh, I sent your comic. That variant, I finally that's when I knew. I was like, "Oh, my mental health has gotten way better," because I definitely like finally sent I sent the comic.
Oh, thank you. How
Sorry,
exciting. Love
real
to see
random.
that. What up, Regine?
Hey, Regine. Oh, everybody is here. How
Yes.
y'all?
Hey, Bray
Bray
Burn.
Bray. Oh, this is gonna be wonderful today.
Yes.
This, oh
Yes.
man.
Yes, LT, we do have the coolest peoples in the chat.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
And then
period. Regine says, I just got back from the Eisner judging. I was so bummed to miss last week's episode live, but I'm glad to be in the chat tonight and watching with everyone. And we love you down for pulling up, Queen.
yo, you are amazing. Like
Right?
you are amazing. I can't wait to like talk to you again.
Yes, all of the
Right?
vibes.
Oh my goodness. All right. So we're a few minutes in. I think we're out of the safe that
Do it!
buffer.
Do
Let's
it!
do it. Okay. You want to give the introduction?
You got it,
We're like,
babes.
oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm gonna say the first time I read one of her comics, I think it was Vixen NYC, where I was just like, oh my goodness, this is badass. Firstly, I think this is like the first time, don't quote me on this. This is like the first time we have like a Vixen ongoing Vixen series. And I'm just like, I didn't pull all of mine out. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like it's the first time we get like an ongoing Vixen series. And I fell in love with Vixen and just how awesome she was, how she's just like coming into her own throughout the entire series. And to know that this series was created by two Black women, just like did everything for me. And then
Yep.
so I did not put it together that the same woman who did Vixen NYC is also the same woman who did Brooms, you know, right? Also did Brooms. And then recently I fell in love with the last session.
Yeah.
Y'all, just
I couldn't
I
find my
actually
copy that quickly, but yes.
I pre-ordered the last session, like the complete campaign that's coming out in
Yes.
July. I'm just it's just
Yes.
yeah, just super
Girl.
excited. So and to
And
know
y'all
that
remember
this
us screaming about Brooms together. We had like a whole review
yes,
episode.
we do.
And that
Y'all
was
need
when
to
I put
check
it
out that
together that they were the same person. And I was like, oh, like, how did I miss this? It's
greatness,
giving
right?
range because you don't automatically assume.
It
That's all I can
is.
say about that. Okay.
Big range because this woman writes I learned that she does flats, like which we're gonna go over, you know, in this interview because I was intrigued by what that even was. You know, she does editorial work, you know, sensitive reading, like does everything. So and has her like own small indie press. So
Like,
I'm just
what are we talking
right
about?
doing all of the things. So without further ado, we're gonna bring on the amazing Jasmine Walls. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like I got to live up to that very, very good introduction. I'm like, ooh, wow, I did write those books.
Listen, it's
Yes,
all facts, no gas. You know, you already did the things.
right? You are fantastic. Oh my goodness, I
Thank you
am
so
in
much
all
for
of you.
having me.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm
So
gonna
many.
fangirl a little bit, but I'm gonna let Bray start the introduction, the
Yes. Oh my
interview.
gosh. You know what? Live your best fangirl life because you deserve it, babes. And we are so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time. The first question that we love to ask all guests who come to visit us in the Pink Riot Lair is, what is your comic book origin story? So what got you into reading comics, and then what got you into creating comics?
All right, so it's a bit of a journey.
Yes, take us on the
my life,
journey. We're both in.
Right?
my life has been full of comics. So my mom comes from Belgium, so she grew up on like classic Baydays like Tintin, Lukey Luke, the Smurfs. She grew up on those, so those were just my childhood. I thought everybody had a giant shelf of those. um, and so that was just sort of like normal for me. So I was like, okay, yeah, everybody grew up on comics. Um, and then my brother got very into like superhero comics, and some of them were fun. Some of them I was like, whatever. So I didn't really,
Mhm.
really get into them until I found out about like there were queer characters in them, and suddenly I was like,
Yes.
oh wait, no, now I'm more curious. This is all just like dudes being dudes. I just didn't know enough. Um,
Right.
and so I started reading some, but I didn't think of it as a career because my first career was actually in pastry, and that's what I have my degree in and everything is culinary arts, specifically with
Okay.
pastry. So I
Stop.
worked for a
All the
long
hat.
time in kitchens. And after that, once because I opened my own baking business, and you know life happens, and I ended up having to close it down. And after that, I really sat there and I was like, when I was deciding on where to go to college, I had kind of waffled back and forth between culinary and art. And I was like, well, at least with culinary, I'll always have a job. And I was like, let me try art this time. And so I really got into like graphic novels and indie comics. And I think that's where the passion came from, where I was like,
Mhm.
these are the stories that I'm really feeling. These are the stories that like I'm connecting with more than necessarily
Mhm.
like Cape comics. And, I also had a huge love for manga. My teens were spent reading so much manga. And I think that combined with the rise of the like American graphic novel scene was that that was just there was no going back. So I started making little mini comics for myself, and yeah, it just sort of grew from there.
Oh my goodness.
That is so cool.
Regine put it in here, like, yeah, you're the second one on here that, like, came from
Oh yeah.
culinary. Yeah. That
Wait,
is
who's the other one?
cool.
I need to know.
Regine, she wrote, what is it? Eating Vampires. Oh my goodness. She's from Lock It Down Productions. She's an Eisner judge right now. She's just like
Very
everything.
cool. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
see the comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go check out those. I love hearing about other people who are in culinary.
Yes. Oh, that is so
LT says you
cool.
still cooking just with different ingredients. I know that's
That
right.
part.
That's true. And a
Janice
lot
said
of my
serving
stories
pages
talk
daily.
about food. Like, if you notice in Brooms, they talk about the corn cakes and stuff. I was trying to get that marketing team to let me do some recipes to send out.
Oh,
And they're like,
stop it.
"Mm." I
That
was
would
like,
have
guys,
been
we could
awesome.
have had a whole corn cake recipe thing going on, but
I'm gonna
it's
need you to
fine.
run that over to
Just
our
do it.
DMs.
Right.
Period.
Oh,
Okay.
next time, just do it. Just
Right?
do it. Because that sounds so cool. You know how many cookbooks I've seen connected to like shows and books and stuff?
Right?
Yeah. That would be so. Are
Or
you
the
Yeah,
still
I
next time
love
going
you're
to?
doing like a signing, have just like a cute little recipe
little
card
recipe card. Ooh,
and
yeah,
tuck
that
that right on into the book.
there you go. There you
Right?
go.
Mhm. Period.
Oh, now I want some like, oh my god. Okay, so
Yeah,
what's
we
your
gotta at
favorite?
least get that one recipe.
Right.
Right.
At least that one. You don't gotta give it to everybody. It's okay if you just give it to us.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. We can do that.
Oh, that would be so cool. Mel TG says, "I want a Brooms recipe booklet." Facts.
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Same.
And do.
Yes.
And do.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
They
can
got a lot
still
of fun
make
little
it,
food
still put
scenes
it
in
out.
there.
Mhm. It's not too
Yes.
late. Don't worry. We got you guys.
That'll be my next zine for when I do cons again.
Oh,
Period.
yes, one of my favorite scone recipes is from the back of a book.
I love when
Same.
books include recipes.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, man. Okay, so you're gonna have to do that. I just want you to know, like, that's the homework. You
Right.
take nothing else from this interview. Just
Exactly.
send us a recipe.
Yes, everybody's giving you the green
That's
light.
doable.
Please. Yes. Okay, so I love that. So you just decided to switch gears that way. So what was the first story that you decided like, okay, this is a thing that I'm actually going to push to print or to put out into the world?
Yeah, I take a very like I'm someone who loves lists. So whenever I take an approach, I have a goal. I'm someone who's like, all right, here's my like 5-year plan. Here's my bulleted goals.
Mhm.
So I knew going in, I was like, I have to have a strong portfolio. I'm coming in.
Mm,
It felt like late in the game at the time, about 10 years ago, because I had a whole other career. Um, and I was like, oh God, I have to keep up with these people who are like fresh out of high school and they draw 10 times better than I do because I was still drawing a lot of my own stuff at the time. And
Yes.
turns out I just draw really slow. I'm much faster. Like,
All
yeah.
right.
it
Good
was
things
never going to
take
work out if
time.
I was drawing my own stuff.
You're right.
But I knew I needed a strong portfolio. So I was looking at like different publishers and what they sort of expect when they're looking at portfolios. And I was like, okay, you know what I'll do is as someone who did also draw, I really respect an artist's time. Um, that's something that's so important to me. anytime I work with a publisher, one of the things I ask for is like I would like to talk to the artist, not so I can be like here's my vision and you have to do it, but more
Yeah.
like, hey, let's make sure we're both getting a fair deal out of this, because I would feel awful if I did a book and it turns out the artist was like, I had a terrible time on this book, and I would I would be so upset. So I always
Yeah.
want to make sure that it's something sort of fair. And so what I did was I would scrape up savings and make sure that I'm at least paying a decent price to the artist. And I would do very short comics because of that. I would do maybe like 3 to 5 pages, and I would very slowly start building out a little on
Mm-hmm.
my portfolio.
Very
And
mindful, very cutesy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 yeah, and it's something I'm really glad I had my culinary career. I mean, it kept going. I was working in bakeries while I was doing comics because I wasn't making any money. But I was really glad that I had started my other business first. So I had a bit of an idea of what to go into. And so I would save up money, I would pay people, I would, very slowly build out my portfolio, post online. The one that really did it was there was a a comic that went slightly viral. I worked with Amy Phillips, who's an incredible illustrator, who did a short comic about a group of D&D players who are just kind of playing, and they're trying to take down this orc warlord, and the main character, a paladin, is trying desperately to beat him, but keeps rolling ones until instead of defeating him, he ends up seducing him. And it was just like a fun, goofy time because I love D&D. I've been playing it for years, and that
Nice.
one just like took off. And I didn't know until years later, but an editor who I worked with later on to write the last session had seen that and was like, one day I'm gonna hire
Aw.
you.
Oh,
So
I
it's like
love
you
Aw.
never know. And I didn't find out about that till after I'd been hired, and that was a good 6 years later. So it's wild. It's wild what happens.
I
Oh,
love that.
see.
That's proof
Yes.
that you don't have to have it all figured out
Exactly.
immediately. The second thing might be the big thing, and always
Hmm.
create what you love because you never know who's watching. I
You
love
never
that.
know.
Yes.
And I always tell people, like, don't try and create for your audience. Create for you first. And
Mm,
when you create for you, people are going to see the things that you love, and you're going to find the people who want you to do more of that. If you start creating for an audience, then I don't know, it never feels quite the same. So yeah, like go
yes.
wild and
Agree.
let things take time.
Ooh, that's a
Yes.
bar, Jasmine. Go wild
Right?
and let things take time. I love that. Absolutely
All
love
right.
that. Also, hearing that you're a D&D player, would you happen to also be a DM?
I occasionally DM, yeah. So I have friends who love doing long form DMing. I love to do single one shots where we
Yes!
just go nuts. And I'm just like, all right, we're playing for one night. Do whatever you want. We're gonna go wild.
Period. Okay, because
Yes.
this is very fortuitous for us in the Pink Riot Lair because we have been trying to put together a Blurty Baddies D&D
Ooh,
everybody link up
Yeah.
live and do them as like one shots.
oh, that would be
Yeah.
So,
fun.
We're trying to have multiple of them
but we
with
need a
different
DM
DMs and
though.
I mean,
different
if you
group
want to do
every
a little one
time.
shot, I'm always down.
Yeah.
Tea,
That's gonna be
tea.
dope. Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Okay, my
now we
bad. I
got
totally
2 sessions
interrupted.
that we gotta yes, okay,
Hey,
this
there
is
we
gonna be
go.
great. Okay,
Yes.
since we're talking about that in the last session, once again, I'm going to fangirl because I loved the last session.
I'm
Like,
so glad.
I played D&D, and it's just I have always had the greatest time, and
Hmm.
it's very for those who don't know, the last session, at least the first one, is about a group of college kids. They're adults now, and they've been playing since high school. Their GSA club, it didn't quite work out the way it was supposed to in that first meeting, and then they just decided to play together. And they've just had this ongoing game for years. And so right before they like go into adulthood and they are dealing with everything that adult life, is supposed to be, they end up, playing this one last session, and they have a new incoming person on to in the session, and it doesn't always work out. But man, like it was just so awesome reading this book and just seeing everybody like come together and figure out their friendships and figure out what the next steps are going to be for them. I guess this is my long-winded way of saying, did you have to play a one shot to like figure out what was going to happen in that story? Because you essentially have like two different plots happening at the same time. So like, what was it like trying to keep the two plots going at the same time?
Yeah, because we've got, I guess, three storylines going on. We have them when they're younger,
Yeah.
where we at the start of each chapter we get a little glimpse of them in high school and what they were going through. We have their real life currently while they're in college, and then we have the game. So it was a fun challenge to try and figure out, like, all right, how are we weaving together these three storylines where it doesn't feel jarring. I didn't play a game or anything. When when I was discussing with the editor what to do, it was funny. They had sent me an outline because they were like, hey, we want to make a D&D story. Here's like a really vague idea of what we want to do. And I remember looking at the outline and being like, can I change 90% of this? And luckily the people at Man Cave were like, yeah, go for it. I think I kept the one element, which was there's a new player. Because the original story was
Well,
we have a
damn.
new player and they kind of like start causing problems. And I was like, here's the problem with that. When you have a new player and they're the worst, you just kick them out. You don't keep them in the game. Why would you keep them there? And I was like, what would be more compelling is we had a brand new player who's trying their hardest. So you're like, you want to give them a chance, but they're still wrecking the game despite that. And I was like, because then you want them to succeed, but you're also like, can you please like focus? And then it's like, are they really the problem, or are there other things going on? And I had suggested that, and I was also like, can I make everybody queer? And Mad Cave was like, yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Yeah.
It was funny. Just thinking back to the things I asked for that book, I was like, can I change the plot? Can I make everybody queer? And then halfway through the book, I was like, can I have a skeleton army?
Yes.
And they were like, go nuts, Jasmine. And I was like, great, thank you.
I love that.
But yeah, so a lot of it's drawn from, because I've been playing D&D since high school. So a lot of the like goof ups that happen are just like not necessarily exactly what I've done, but like kind of pulled from that experience of like the highs and lows of rolling dice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a mix of like pulling from my previous experiences and then trying to build a coherent story that reads smoothly.
Oh, and it did. It did. I fell in love with the whole crew.
Glad.
Like
And I wanted it to feel like real people. I know there's a lot of D&D books out there, and a lot of them tend to feel like you're just reading a fantasy book that occasionally gets broken up by like real people talking. And I was like, no, I want this to feel like a group of friends. So sometimes it's just goofy.
yeah.
I wanted it to feel like you're sitting at the table and these are people you recognize. So I had a lot of fun with that. And I'm really glad that when it came out, because I was worried. I was like, my editor likes it, I like it, but that doesn't necessarily mean other people are going to like it. But it had a great response, and I was really happy.
Yes. It definitely has like cover appeal, because I remember being like, oh, that looks really cool. And then Keisha was literally like going nuts about this book. And I was like, okay, fine, babes, I'll get it. And that's when it was like, oh, that's also her. Like, okay, T.
Dozer, we had such a dream team. I've been very lucky in all the books that I've worked on. I've had incredible artists, incredible letters, incredible colors. Dozer, who did the last session, just has such an amazing and distinctive style, and I remember I would send character notes, and Dozer like would send a sketch of the characters, and I would just be like, no notes, they look great, you nailed it.
Nice.
Like, there was not a single thing I could improve upon. Like, we were just on the same page, and it was such a nice experience.
Yes, and it's so like everyone has their own distinct style. This was so cute. Oh my goodness. I'm happy that you were like, yeah, let's change all of this.
Yes. Characters are very thoughtful too. I think that's one of the most like endearing parts about it, how thoughtful all the characters are and how unique they are.
Absolutely.
Love that. Wait, so you got to tell us, like, how has it how was it different working to put that project together versus Vixen? Because Vixen started as a webcomic. So give us the tea
Hmm.
about like the difference between producing those
Yeah.
separate stories.
Yeah, they're very different styles. I'd never done a like a scrolling comic before, but I love a challenge. So we
Yes.
had the last session, which was done chapter by chapter because it was coming out in single issues before being put together. So it was like, how do we make this interesting in each chapter while then reading smoothly as a volume? Whereas
Yeah.
Webtoon, it was more like we have, I think, 5 distinct arcs to go inside
Yeah.
of, to kind of build into a bigger story, and then we break that further down into about, you know, single. We had, I think, 650, 52, some odd,
Oh,
some odd number of strips to break that down into, which was
Wow.
a really fun challenge. And then it was like, okay, well, let's also, one thing I love is I'm like, we have to think about the medium. If we're on a scrolling
yeah.
format, let's play with some of these panels. Let's
Yeah.
talk about like height. I think one of my favorite ones was early on. I think it's either it might be in the first one where she's coming in from the airport and you see her at the top of the panel stepping into a cab, and then the bottom of the panel like getting out of the cab. So while you're scrolling, you can see her getting in.
This one.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a lot of fun and it was a challenge. The way that one worked was they reached out to me and they said, "Hey, we'd like to do Vixen NYC. Would you like to work on this?" And I was like, "Well, obviously, yes.
Oh,
I would
period.
love
Right?
to." And so my challenge to myself was saying, "Okay, let's take the class." I read up a lot on the Vixen books had been out, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, what elements of her, what kind of core characteristics of Vixen do I want to take? And then be like, all right, well, we're doing a new origin story where she's like a kid fresh in college. And what stays the same about her and what changes? So it was really fun incorporating things like her fashion career and how she gets there when she starts at
Yes.
zero.
Yes.
And yeah, so it was a different challenge, but it was a really fun one. And it was definitely thinking in a story that goes much further.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm.
versus like a single like self-contained volume. This one
Yeah.
was, how do we keep it interesting as we go across 60 different episodes? It's almost like making 60 issues. So that was a lot of fun because I got to really stretch out and be like, okay, there's some things I can put in here that don't pay off until way later. And then I did the same thing where I was
Yeah.
like, how many queer characters can we get?
Run it up.
Yes. I
And I was like,
was
we're literally gonna have a whole arc set in the the queer community center. I was like, we're not gonna be
yes.
subtle.
Period.
No, that was so cool because I was so excited to see Thunder. For those who don't know, Black Lightning has
Yes.
2 daughters, and Thunder's in there with a girlfriend. I was just like, "Yo, that made everything for me." I guess so my question is, like, going into Vixen NYC, which characters were you explicit about bringing into this story? Like,
Yeah.
I know you
So
wanted to make sure it was, like, queer characters, but, like, who else
yeah,
were you like, "Yeah, this one,"
when
the list.
yeah, when I was signed on, there were 3
Mhm,
requirements. I need to have Vixen, clearly. They wanted Garfield, they wanted Beast Boy, and they wanted Batman to
mm,
show up occasionally. Those are my 3 requirements. Everybody else, I was like, let's get some milestone characters in here.
Yes.
Give me
yeah,
Anita, give me Grace. The Grace and Anita were my first request. I was like, guys, I got it. Come on, let me have them. And then I was like, ooh, let me go get some milestone characters, and then I created Stardust, who shows up later in the comic and is a person who had been mutated to the point where they're literally just like a cloud of sentient dust that needs a containment suit.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so what I guess my approach was like, I didn't necessarily need any huge names. I wasn't like, let me see if I can get Wonder Woman in here or something like that. I was like, no, no, I love exploring characters who get sort of like sidelined. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite things.
yeah.
So I was really happy that all the ones that I'd wanted got approved.
Oh,
Nice.
that's dope. I didn't even think that you had to get them approved. That's yeah, that must be like
Yeah, you have to ask, and then they have to approve because they'll see like what other storylines are going on at the same time. Like, you know, if I
Uh,
had asked for a Robin, we've got the Wayne family adventures happening the same time, and later on you find out technically in the same universe.
Mm.
So I couldn't pull those characters without getting permission and being like, oh, so you know what's happening at the same time. So there's a lot of logistics that go on in the background for which characters
That's
you're allowed to
wild.
use.
oh
Yeah.
wow. That's pretty
Wow.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is cool.
But yeah, the
That
way
makes
you
it even
use
cooler that
Batman
you
was
meet. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, babe.
oh no, I was gonna say, the way you use Batman was hilarious to me.
I asked myself, I was like, we could have a real serious Batman, or I can use the Beyonce meme. Guess which one won out?
Period. Wow. I guess that seems really obvious now that you've said it, but the whole idea of like having to get approval for characters,
Hmm.
for continuity reasons and all of that makes so much sense. That makes it that much cooler that literally everybody that you wanted got approved.
Yeah, I got really lucky, and I was so happy because I was like, ooh, yes. Yeah, they gave me a lot of
Wait,
freedom with that one, so I was lucky. So a lot of the fun stuff we got to do is because I was like, hey guys, can I get away with this?
really? So
See,
if
we're
they gave
learning.
you the opportunity to write more Vixen, would you be interested in that, or do you feel like, oh, I'm kind of in
Yeah,
a different? Okay.
I feel like I've grown as a writer. I love the story, but it's been a few years. I think it would be exciting because Vixen has also grown. So going into another arc with
Mm,
her would be like, all right, where is she? Maybe in a bit later, going on like how she developed, how what's changed for her. I think that would be really fun.
Yes, love that.
And
that would be dope.
again, shout out to the art team who took this huge challenge and killed it. Like absolutely gorgeous
Yeah.
art. The character designs, I got to see them when they were building the character designs, and I was like, it looks so good. Seeing all the different Vixen outfits and everything, just I don't know.
Yes.
I admire the art team so much on these books.
Yeah. They did their damn thing. Like
Hmm.
Absolutely.
just as a team, y'all made Vixen. I mean, she was always in my eyes. Like she was just like this badass model that was like
Hmm.
almost untouchable in a way. It's like you're too great for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
But you made her so relatable, and I'm like, oh
Yes.
yeah, like she is our people. She is one of us.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
this is everything. So I see Mel TG said, now I gotta go comp your Vixen run.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you do.
And do. And do.
I hope you enjoy it.
Gonna inhale it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely like easy to get caught up and then be like, oh shoot. Because I'm a completionist. So it was very much like when I first found out about it, it wasn't printed yet at all.
Mm.
And I was like, "Ugh, I want to go there, but I don't want to go there because I know how I am. I'm
Mm.
going to want it on my shelf." And then when I found out, actually, I think Keisha might have been the person who told me that it was getting printed or that it was available
Yeah.
in print. And I was like, oh, it's over now. Then it was like
Same.
immediately, yes, add all of the next ones to the pre-order because it's going down.
Yeah.
Being able to
Neither
sit
one
with
of
all of
us.
them in your lap at once and know you don't have to wait is such a
Yeah.
good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither one of us really wanted to touch webcomics.
Yeah.
That's just like another exception that neither one of us really needs.
I
But
mean,
having
web
the phys-
comics are great, but yeah, that's a whole world to get sucked into.
yeah. Yeah.
I
So
mean, some good
I
stuff out
was
there though.
there are.
Actually.
There
Actually.
really are. I just
Yeah.
terrified of going into that world,
Mhm.
That's fair.
you
That's
know.
fair.
Oh, LT asked a good question. Wait, are we going to get an omnibus for Vixen NYC?
Not that I know of. I mean, if everybody wants to email DC and tell them, I won't complain.
I am a black woman in America, and I need a hardcover omnibus immediately.
Tell them to make a fancy hardcover version. I'd
Hell
be happy with
yeah.
Yes.
that.
I'll accept nothing less. Like, what are we
Yes.
talking about? Like, come on,
That's
that would be
hardcover.
real
Yeah,
snitsy.
Right,
it would.
right. I'd be happy.
Immediately, exactly. Oh
I
my
saw someone
god.
earlier comment about going to the library. I will always, always, always hype up the library. So yes, please do.
Yes. Yes. Go. I love getting digital comics from the library. I'm very lazy in that way where I'm like, I have my books, but if I don't feel like actually wanting to hold them, I I go to my library and get a digital copy.
You know
And I was
what? It
just
helps
like,
the library.
Facts.
see? Um, I guess. All right. So my next question, one is it's another fangirl, but also it's about brooms. So I lately, ever since Sinners came out, right? People have been, they've been doing like all the book lists related to that. And I'm like, y'all are missing brooms because because like brooms, it was my first introduction to the community of the Mississippi Delta, where you have indigenous, Chinese and Black folks like coming together. I wouldn't have known that without brooms. And so when I went into Sinners, it wasn't a I guess if you don't know that history, a lot of people could be like, oh, Kugler's just like came up with this and this is really cool and he's being really inclusive. And it's like, no, this is actual real community. And I learned that from a graphic novel. And I want everybody and their mother to know that. So, right. So I guess I wanted to know like your inspiration for centering on that community in the Mississippi Delta during that time period in Brooms.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of inspiration for brooms is my own family. My dad's side of the family comes from the South, not Mississippi. They're from North Carolina and various other areas around there. But when I was looking, I was like, I'd love to focus because I don't think it's fair to talk about, especially the South, but anything historic in the United States and talking about oppression without centering Indigenous people. Because it would be almost disingenuous to do it otherwise. Like, our struggles are so entwined. So I ended up picking Mississippi in the 1930s, and I knew I wanted to have both Black and Indigenous and mixed Black and Indigenous characters, because as someone who's mixed, having representation for mixed people is huge for me because you don't get it a lot. You'll get Black people, you get white people, you get any various, but then like somehow mixed people don't exist.
Yeah, or it's very ambiguous. Like we know they're mixed, but we don't know with what.
They're just sort of brown skinned and don't seem to have a culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like I want their culture to be front and center. It's going to be a big part of their life, and it's going to be celebrated. So I wanted to have that, like, or Luella. So Teo Duvall, who was the artist on this book, again, always going to hype up the artist, is Mexican American. And I was like, whenever I write a book, especially if I'm collabing with someone from the start, when I pitch a book, I always ask in the scripting stage, I'm like, is there anything you want to appear in this book? Like, I want to make this a collab with both of us. I want to make sure that if there's something you want to see in this book, we get it in there. And so Teo was like, can we have a character with, Mexican American heritage? And I was like, heck yeah, let's go. So that's how Luella ended. And Luella became so much more well-rounded because of it. Like we have the scene with her and her father making tortillas, and it's not a thing that's like, hey guys, look, we're Mexican, but it's like it's just part of their life. And so it was a lot of fun. But when researching, I was like, oh, we also have these Asian communities, specifically Chinese communities, because I think when a lot of people think of Asian Americans historically in the US, they often think of railroad workers. And it's like, it's so much bigger than that. Their history is so much richer than that in the US. And it's so often overlooked. Like when people think of the South, they often think of just white and Black, and it's not that simple. So I had a lot of fun playing with that in the book.
Yes. Love that.
And I was excited when I saw Swinners. I was like, Choctaw!
Yeah.
We got this. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yes. That's so cool.
So
And then
I was really excited seeing such a similar setting taken in such a different direction.
Yeah. I mean, but like the way you did it was so cool to have this,
Thank you.
them racing brooms and I don't know. Okay, this may be left field. It's fine. You can like shoot me down and say, no, this is, but it I don't know. I got like maybe because my kid watches cars all the time, but like, like some of it just felt vaguely familiar in that vein. And I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I definitely pulled an inspiration from like back alley like racing, like street
Yeah.
racing. I wanted a very similar vibe to like old school back alley racing where it's like, it's loud, people hear it and they're like, there's those hooligans again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
definitely gave that same type of energy for sure.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
glad.
curious I'm curious how you, cuz like talking about these different projects, they all had very different like paths to being published.
Hmm.
Like for instance, Brooms is published through Levine Querido, and their stories, like I haven't seen a miss from them
They
yet.
published some good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and I love what they represent in terms of making sure that, every voice has their opportunity to share their story. So I'd love to hear how you got connected with them, because you're like with DC or with that, like
Yeah, that one was a lot of luck, and which is this industry in general. It ends up being like, I talked about how an editor saw me 6 years before I ended up getting hired by them, but a similar situation where it actually wasn't me, it was Teo, who was working in convention, and
Mm,
Nick, our editor for Brooms, had come across Teo's work and loved his art style and said,
mhm.
"Hey, if you have anything you want to pitch, you know, I'd love to see it." And that
Nice.
was right when they were splitting off into becoming Levine Querido. And
Mhm.
so Teo came to me because I had emailed Teo very recently and been like, "Hey, would you be interested in working on this like 1930s illegal broom racing witch project?" And Teo's like, "Oh, there's this editor who would be was interested in seeing my let's try it out."
Yeah.
And it turns out that he loved the pitch. Um, and like it's one of those things where it's just perfect timing and being in the right place and connecting with the right people. Um,
Yes.
and that's why whenever people are like, well, how do you network? And I'm like, you can't really think of it as networking. You just gotta like
Mm.
make friends and do things you
Ooh.
like.
Yep.
And again, luck. Luck is such a huge factor that you can't even predict it. It's just like, what were the chances?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was, I believe, their first graphic novel, not the one that they've like got onto a shelf, but the first one they signed on like a contract for because our book is kind of chunky, took a little longer to
Mm,
draw.
yes.
Because they were like, we want to do a graphic novel imprint. And so we were technically the first book to sign up for that.
Tea.
And they were very new to
Nice.
it because they mostly are used to doing traditional books.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an exciting process behind the scenes to be like, hey, how, for this very traditional style publisher to shift into making graphic novels, what does that take?
I
Very
mean,
cool.
that's dope for this to be the first comic to come out of Levine Querido. That oh
Yeah, it was fun. It
yeah.
was, I don't know. Sometimes I look back and I'm just like, oh, that did happen, huh?
You might have to stop saying that it's luck, babe. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It is. I've just been very lucky. I will say it's hard work paired with luck. Luck
There you
is
go.
like what gets you
Yeah.
seen. Luck is like what gets you that opportunity. But it's the hard work that shows them like, yes, it was lucky that he happened to meet Teo and happened to say, let me see a pitch. It was the hard work that made the pitch good enough for him to take. So it's definitely
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
50-50.
Yes.
That's dope. All right. What I already prefaced it, or I already said it earlier, but like going through your website and just all the things you do in the industry, you're an editor, sensitivity reader, all that stuff. You also do flats now.
Hmm.
Understanding that you are an artist as well, that kind of makes more sense. But for those who don't know, what are flats?
Yeah, so flats are part of the coloring process. When you're looking on your comic, coloring is intensive work. A lot of people are just like, oh, there's the writing and the art, and that's not really. There's plenty of artists who do the colors in the inks, but it's a whole process in and of itself. And one
Yeah.
thing that is the most time consuming is putting in the flats, which is like the flat colors. It's kind of like if you think of a coloring book, you have your lines and then you like fill in your base color before you go in with like shading and textures and all that. It's incredibly
Oh.
tedious, takes a long time. I love doing it. I am terrible at color design. I'm a horrible colorist. Like, but the good thing is you don't need to be good at color design to flat. Flatting is literally making very careful, precise outlines and putting in those flat colors. But the colors usually don't want the correct colors. They're
Mm.
like because you can throw them off that way.
Oh.
So you end up you're like what flats look like when you send them to a colorist. It's just like it looks like a clown threw up on a page. Like they're usually hideous because then the colors can go in and be like, that's definitely not the right color and go in and put the correcting in. Whereas if you put
Oh.
in similar colors to what should be on there, you may end up looking at two pages side by side in print that weren't obvious on screen that they were wrong, but when they're printed, you'll be like, this one's way darker, this one looks like weirdly yellow. So you want the colors to be able to be like, no, I have my set palette. I know what the colors are going to be. You're not tricking them into putting the wrong thing in place. So I have fun with it. I'm like, I'm someone who loves like precision lines, making sure things are really clean. So even though I'm garbage at color design, doesn't matter.
That sounds therapeutic, low key.
Yeah,
Right?
it is because at the end, like you can turn off the lines layer and you just see all the like neat little colors, and I'm like, ooh,
Oh, I love
satisfying.
that. Oh
Oh,
wow.
that
Dang, that like adds a whole nother level to like that process to like think
Yeah.
they're literally
yeah.
sending you layers and you're like, okay, my turn. And then we
Hmm.
pass it to the next person. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it helps the colorist a lot. It saves them a lot of time. And that's really part of the reason I do it is for Brooms. We had a really tight deadline, and Teo
Mm.
had finished with the inks. Bex Glendining was coming in with the colors, and we were running a bit behind. And I was like, let me do flats. So I took on doing the flats for the book and sent them to Bex, and that helped streamline a lot of the process. So I was like, oh, this is fun. So I ended up, occasionally when there's other books, I'll be like, oh, let me do flats. I'll do that.
That's so
No, that
cool.
is so you're right. And I guess this leads into my next question where you being so involved in the artistic process and having such respect for artists, you know, I guess unfortunately there are a lot of people who are still questioning whether or not generative AI is, okay or whatever. And I'm like,
Mhm.
this is why we do need people to understand just how involved,
Yeah,
the artistic process is to understand why generative AI should not exist.
yeah. I
Um,
Generative AI is soulless. Anyone who follows me on
very
social media
true.
knows that I hate it with a passion. I think there's no excuse to use it. And people are like, "Oh, well, what if you don't have money?" Listen, I spent years working minimum wage at a grocery store and scraping together pennies to hire artists. And you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it because I don't know. Anytime people, if you're going to use AI, I'm going to assume that you don't care enough about your art or your story or anything. And I will simply disregard you as a creative because you're not creative. You know what?
Yeah.
You could have spent 10 years on your book. If you use AI for the art, I'm going to assume that you were just as lazy with your writing. Um,
Mhm.
Mm,
and it's,
facts.
and for so many reasons. It's not just that. It's like it's stealing from artists who have put so much work into their creative
Yeah.
process and then to have this like horrible slot machine like take it and vomit out something that looks something like their
Like
art.
everything else, right?
Right, right. And then on top of that, just the sheer damage it does to the environment. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
especially in black and brown neighborhoods. Like if you're going to talk about supporting people who are low income, don't use AI. It's literally poisoning the water in black and brown neighborhoods and indigenous neighborhoods because they're not getting as much of a voice in media. So you have all these data centers opening up on indigenous land. And it's like, yo, the folks over there are having enough problems. We don't need to add more.
Yeah.
And for what?
That part.
For what? Just Get better. Sorry. Get good.
Get better.
Do better. Like, if you want to do something good, learn. That's what makes it cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's so
Melanin Mind
frustrating.
says, preach. I wish more teachers were educated in this topic.
I agree.
Period.
They push it so hard in companies that I wish we had better education on the damage it's doing. We need those old, like, Captain Planet PSAs. Like, you know how they were like, do not, turn off your tap after 2 minutes? Like, that was a huge public thing. We need that for AI, where it's like, hey, guess what you're doing? Like, look at the sheer environmental damage this is doing, because companies are pushing it so hard that people don't realize.
We don't need a picture, an AI generated picture of you and Jesus holding each other.
Oh my God.
Like,
like, sorry,
not need to
you're gonna have to
exist.
learn sucky Photoshop like the rest of us.
Right.
Actually. Oh my God.
Jana agrees. I don't know.
Jana agrees with you, saying it's soulless and generic, but apart from that, it's also theft and killing the planet even faster.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Wait, she also wrote, in a PD the other day, someone said they denied to make a data collection sheet. I can make one.
Yep.
I can make one in Microsoft Paint. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's just like every weekend I try to go through like all the comics on Kickstarter. And I found one that I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. And then I get to the bottom and I've learned because of AI, I must read everything now.
Yep.
I must be very intentional with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to the very bottom of it and there it is. And it's like, yeah, I use AI for concept art. I was like,
no. Yeah.
It's a no-go.
Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts.
And I feel like they know that they're wrong because they're gonna put it at the very end, or
the tiniest
small
print at the very bottom.
Right, and it's like a see. Well, what happened was it's not like a direct yes or no.
Right.
Yep. They try and talk around it.
Right. And I'm like, damn. You could have just used this Kickstarter to pay somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the things. It's one of the reasons. Sorry, I'm gonna segue into my
please
publishing
do
house
it
here. Not to shameless self promo, but
oh no, that was one of my questions. Go ahead.
Got a whole section ready for that. Yeah,
it's one of the reasons that publishing itself is a whole difficult beast, and that is a main reason that I decided to open up my own small publisher.
yes.
But in part because I'm part of this comics community that I love, and who I'm seeing just burn out left and right because they're not being treated right. And I was like, all right, should I start like a little comics business? And I was like, there's so many great comics businesses out there. I don't need to start another one. What I want to see is more illustrated books, because I love illustrated books. And I was like, what if I pair books with like all these really cool comics folks who don't necessarily need to be doing 250 pages of comics, but might want to do maybe like 5 to 10 illustrations. And so I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And one of the things, when I was coming up with like the sort of like business mission was, we never ever use it, AI. Like, that's just unacceptable to the nth degree. And we're always going to make it creators first. It would be like anyone who's into business would be like, this is a bad business. And I'm like, I'm not doing this because I want to make a lot of money. I'm doing this because I love books. And it was I created this whole different royalty structure system where people get paid from the very first sale versus like having to pay off in advance. And I was like, let's see, it's an experiment. I was like, if this crashes and burns in the first year, I will have learned. But it's doing well. And I'm really, really excited about where it's going. So yeah, we're opening our very first submission period tomorrow. Ooh. So I'm really excited.
Nice.
We're teaming up with another Black-owned press, Wild Star Press.
Period.
And I'm so jazzed about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
Speak more about
goodness.
this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Like, oh, I guess I should say what Bone Dust Press is the name of
Yes.
my small press, and I'm a big fan of Wildstar. Akira runs that one, known as Blue on most social media, and we decided to team up because right now things are hard. Things are hard for everybody, and one of the things I want to do, apart from like just supporting creative, was to think like, why don't we as publishers act more like a community? And yeah, it's not that we don't, but it feels very much like, we're competition. And I'm like, but I'm putting out realistically maybe 1 to 2 books a year. I was like, I'm not going to be out here putting eight books a year out. I'm again,
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of this is coming out of pocket. Um, so I was like, how, like, let's collab, let's work together. I put out one book, these other great publishers are putting out books, so it's like, if you like my stuff, check out these ones. Let's share, like, readers are going to read. Like, we don't need to fight
That's
each other
right.
for
Yeah.
them.
Agreed.
Let's lift each other up. So we ended up coming with the idea for the collab, which I'm really excited for. We're going to have 3 stories, so 3 writers and 3 artists, and we're going to kickstart it in August or September. So I'm really, really excited. But yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is
That's so
super
cool.
dope. Okay.
And then we've got
Um,
a pre-order right now for our second book. Our first book came out last October, The Traitor and the Wretch. So if you like
yeah.
weird, grimy henchmen falling in love, it's that book with an amazing cover by Amy Phillips and a fantastic internal illustrations by Rowan McCall. And then this book is called This Mortal Coil. It's about it's just
Yeah.
like a a skeleton servant who outlives the wizard that summoned them. And they're like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I was supposed to be free. Like, the wizard dies and I get to go free. And now they're like, what am I supposed to get a job? What is this? And the skeleton trying to figure out what to do. And so I'm really excited. We're collabing with an artist who makes paper miniatures. And we
Ooh.
have like
Yeah, I
little
saw
miniatures going
that.
on with
That
that.
looks so cool.
So yeah, I'm really excited. I love collabs. I feel like it's so much more interesting than being like, let me make merch or something. Like collaborating with other artists and again, always lifting each other up.
Love that.
That is so dope. Um, oh my goodness.
Janice
I
said, congratulations. Third career on the horizon. Fourth, I lost count.
right.
So I'm very much a little bit of like an A type when it comes. I'm
Living
like,
your truth,
what
babe.
if, what if, and then my family is immediately like Jasmine. And I'm
But I
like,
mean, you're
no, I'm not gonna,
successful
I'm
at
not
it
gonna be
all.
weird about it. 2 minutes later, I'm knee deep.
But you're super successful at it all. So like it's okay. It's
Right, that's what I was
definitely
gonna say. Is
okay.
it weird if you're pulling it off?
Right.
I think not.
I think once we pass the frantic planning, this is where my obsession with like bulleted lists and goals come in really handy.
Oh, that is so cool. Okay, so for those who don't know, because like when I read that this Mortal Coil was an illustrated novella, like how did we get to that? Because I've only recently heard about illustrated novellas. So
Mhm.
like what was the inspiration? I mean, I guess sorry, my brain has stopped working.
No, no.
But like what was the inspiration behind that?
I just love them. I
Saying
mean,
that was
I
medium.
was like a huge fan of the unfortunate events growing
Mm.
up. And or like there's a book on like black folk tales called Her Stories and the People Could Fly by Virginia Hamilton that was also had these
Yes.
gorgeous illustrations in it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
and then you look back at like old classics, like some of the old like Frankensteins and stuff like that, where you have like these gorgeous inked illustrations in them. And I'm like, how come we don't do this anymore? Like it
Right.
feels like they're all in the middle school section where you have these really fun illustrations in books, and then you get
Yes.
to anything older than that, and they're like, oh, we've stolen half your joy. Wait a minute. Where are my fun pictures?
Right.
And so that was what I was like, I want to see more fun, cool, interesting illustrations in a books meant for adults.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the basis. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was like, I want to do stories and I want to see art. And yeah, for this Mortal Coil, we're working with a couple of artists. Vlad and Jan did the cover, and they did an amazing job. And then Marie Anger, who I am a huge fan of, is doing the internal illustrations, and I'm so excited for people to see
Yes.
it.
You're
Jasmine said,
absolutely
because why not? That's why. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. I was like, 'cause
Right.
it was one of those things where it's like publishing is already this like slow beast of an industry that's currently on fire. And I was like, I mean, if we're gonna rough it, why not do what I want to do?
Have fun. Right.
Right?
But no, big heavy agree to like adding joy back into our life. Because I can't tell
Yes.
you, seeing kids who like as they get older and they read books and they're like, where are the pictures?
Mm-hmm. That was
Where are the
me. That's
things?
still me.
Mhm. Yes.
No, that is so cool. And it comes out this July, right?
Yes, yes. The book comes out this July. The pre-orders are open now. And then the Heavier the Years is the one that we're opening submissions for. We're gonna kickstart that one later in the fall.
I'm about
Okay,
to
come
put
on,
it
back to back.
right. I'm about to put the link in the chat for everyone and then put it in the
Yes.
Thank you.
description as well so everybody could like get it.
Run and go cop that pre-order.
Please
Because
do, because every pre-order helps me pay the artists and also myself. But you know, the one I'm excited about is paying the artists. And then one thing I've committed to, because you know I don't have much money in general, but I want to do good in the world. I want to give back. So every sale we make at Bone Dust Press, each month we pick a new nonprofit to give to. So this month is Doctors Without Borders, especially since they're helping out in Lebanon. Last month was for medical care in Palestine, and we're going to choose one for next month. So every month we do 10% of all of our sales ends up going to some sort of good cause, because if that's all I can do, at least I can do that.
Wow, Jasmine, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And this is why I believe artists are activists.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I agree.
Yes. It's you have to be to look at the world and you know take from it good, bad, whatever, indifferent, and
Hmm.
not only create stories but then you know do what you're also doing, creating other opportunities for other people and building community. And
Yeah.
now yo, you were amazing. Just
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like some days I feel so angry and helpless, and I was like, what can I do? What is, even if it's tiny, even if it's small, what's something I can do that I can commit to? And this is something that was easy to commit to. I was like, again, I didn't start this business, I didn't start this publisher because I was like, I want to get rich. That's not gonna happen. But I was like, I want to, I want to do cool stuff with cool people, and if it can add some good to the world, great.
Wow. If you didn't already have enough reasons to run and go cop
right.
that pre-order, you do now, folks. Like,
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna calculate my 10% at midnight. So yeah, if we can get a few more sales in, that would be great.
yes.
Oh,
Period.
I'm about to get it right after
I'm
this.
literally like, hey, let me skedaddle on over there and get my copy.
Right?
Yes.
I
Period.
won't hold you. I'm doing that right now. Just
Like,
so you
literally.
know,
Well, I
I'm here, but I'm
appreciate it.
also
I
Right.
appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so while because y'all know Keisha will be like, "Yep, we're doing this right now. You guys are gonna walk along with me." While
Yeah,
we're
'cause
doing
you can
this, because we
also
mean it. Go
no, I'm
ahead.
serious. So like you can get the Mortal Coil paperback plus the limited edition miniatures for $22 total. The way I'm getting that right
That's
now.
nothing. That's
Right?
nothing.
Oh, I'll
Right?
show
Make
you
a
them. I have
sandwich
them
for
right
lunch
here.
tomorrow and go ahead and cop that, y'all.
I'm so excited. So I'm building the little paper figurines.
Oh,
They look like this. They're super
shut
cute.
up.
Also, the best part, they're magnetic. So you can take your little skeleton, you can pull it apart, you can snap it back together, and we got the little sword to go with it. It's
Shut up.
I'm so delighted by
Oh my
it.
gosh, what did I do? That is so
That is
cool.
I
right.
have so much fun.
Your whimsy is
Oh,
unmatched, Jasmine,
right.
and I'm here for it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Imagine like building it and then playing with it as you're reading. Yo,
Yep.
Oh, yes.
that
Yes.
is an
That's my hope.
100%.
So I'm very
Oh
excited
my
to be sending
gosh.
out all these fun little skeletons to
I
people.
love that. Oh my gosh.
This
Okay, so
is-
while we're doing that, we want to make sure we're being respectful of you and your time. We want to hear you shameless plug everything you got going on, Jasmine. Where can people find
Okay.
you? Which platforms? Where can people send money to support your projects, things that are going on, pre-order books, all of that. If you have anything else that you feel like we should be aware of, we want you to shameless plug yourself right now. Go for it.
Awesome. I feel like I did that for the last 20 minutes, but I'll do some more.
Listen, you did it very
Yeah.
well. So let's do a recap. Shit.
Yeah, the biggest one's going to be Bone Dust Press. If you're going to support any of my books, Bone Dust Press would be the way to do it, because every single sale from there is going to support not just me, but for the artists and everybody. Yeah, we've got the ebooks, because shipping is horrible. So unfortunately, I can't ship physical stuff internationally. But please, if you're international, ebooks are the way to go. Um, if you're international, you can request the Trader and the Wretch. It's the one that's already published. You can request it as long as any of your local bookstores order through Ingram. So it is available internationally. It's also available through libraries. So if you want to support any of my books, please request it at the library.
Nice.
I would say, yeah, if it's not Bone Dust Press, I'm like, who cares about my other books? The last session collected edition is coming out. I think they just opened the pre-orders,
Yeah.
like was mentioned earlier. So if you're curious about that, again, feel free to request it through your library, or if you got a few extra bucks to spend, you can order it. I have other books coming out, but unfortunately they're all under NDA, so I can't say anything about them yet.
Ooh, okay.
So
Nice.
I've got about 2 books that I've finished but haven't been announced, and another 3 books that that I'm working on currently. So if you follow me on social media, you'll find I'm mainly on Blue Sky.
Mhm.
I'll be chatting about those as soon as I am able, and tell anybody
By
who's
coming back
looking.
on the Pink Riot comic show.
I will happily come
Mhm.
back on the Pink Riot. We might have their little D&D session.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and then tomorrow, if you know anybody who wants to be published, who's got some short stories or wants to do some illustration for books, feel free to let them know to submit. We'll have the submissions open for the collab, all through May. So it's going to be a month long open submissions. It's the only time this year we'll have open submissions, and that is also through the Bone Dust Press website. I'm trying to think of anything else. Uh, I believe that's everything. If anybody, I know I'm running late on your time. I tend to ramble, but if
Oh
anybody has
You're doing
questions, I'm
great.
happy to answer.
no,
No,
I
you're doing
actually
great.
just bought your books.
Yes.
I
Thank
just
you.
have to
Thank
say
you.
Yes.
I
And
appreciate it.
Brave
and I
Bird.
got the miniatures.
Oh, and thank you in the comments for getting it as well. It genuinely is like a huge deal for me. Like every single one of those sales makes a difference, and I really, really appreciate it.
Yes. Period.
This is
We love to see it. I'm definitely going to get
yes.
mine as soon as we get out of here because I'm not as great at multitasking for those sorts
That's
of
fair.
things.
Neither am
But
I.
I need my miniatures too.
Right.
All of the things. All of the things.
And I'm excited because every single sale of the miniatures, the collab that I'm doing with the paper artist means that he's getting a cut, for every one of those sales. So
Nice.
yeah, I think that's what I love about collabs. I was like, forget making my own merch. Like, let me let me work with some cool people and do some fun
Right?
stuff.
I love that. Ooh,
That is
yeah,
super
more people.
dope.
Somebody else said it in the chat. I think it was Jana, but yeah, more books need like their corresponding merch because that's so fun.
Yeah.
Right? Something fun, something unique. And there's so many cool, unique artists out there who are going to make something way cooler than I would have done in my free time. So I'm like, yeah, no, let's get the expert. Let's get the expert in here to do it.
I
That is
love
so
that.
cool.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we just want to say thank you for coming on. You are amazing. You are goals to be for real, for real.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for having me. No, I was so honored to get your email asking me down here.
Yeah. It's like,
It's absolutely a delight. Thank you so much for all your
Yeah.
energy. Writing is such a it's weird to be like a lonely profession, but it's, you know, you kind of sit at your desk, you write your stuff, you send it out into the world, and you hope people like
Mhm.
it.
yeah.
And to actually to interact with people and to be like sharing that energy, it means a lot. So I appreciate it.
Yes. Well,
Mhm.
you are such a vibe. You are definitely welcome in the Pink Riot Lair anytime.
Thank
We definitely
you.
want to have you back when you can speak more about these other projects that are coming
Yes,
out.
yes. They're really exciting. I just can't say them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Right?
Yes, so you guys pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. Again, we can't say it enough. We really appreciate you. You have been an absolute gem of a guest.
Thank
And we
you.
look forward to having you back. And we'll definitely be screaming about our pre-orders when they come in because
Please
we definitely
do.
give props where they're due. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And then thank you to everybody who showed up to the stream. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Everybody, one last time for Jasmine Walls. Later. Oh my goodness. I
Yay.
gotta, that was so exciting.
You good, babe?
I'll be all right. Give me a second.
Yes, bask in it. Bask in it. I love when you like are because you guys probably have guessed this. Our blurred library here, she takes a blurred library approach to all of the things. So she's like doing the deep dive, finding out all the things that she can before these interviews, and I'm like, sounds like good vibes. So like learning some of the like cool things about Jasmine that I didn't even know. It's like every time you like turn the page or find out the other project or something like that, you're just like, wow, what does she not do? Like, this is so cool. So, and then to
Everything.
meet her and see that she's just such a genuinely kind and sweet and thoughtful person just adds on to it. And y'all, what do you mean we accidentally found our DM? Like, what are you saying to me right now? And y'all know I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I had to do it. I was like, maybe I'll wait to the end of the show. I was like, nope, I can't
Nope.
do it. I can't sit on that until
Nope.
the end of the show. And for her to just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, girl, I'm like, ah, literally, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't.
Yeah. I'm, ah, my cheeks hurt from smiling
Yes.
so hard.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this was awesome.
Yes.
I feel like this with everyone who has come on, like they're just like super dope, super amazing.
Yeah.
You learn something new. But can I tell you, like I had like a million questions. I have my journal and there's like 2 pages of questions, and I promise you, I did not ask them all.
I tried to be chill, y'all, because y'all know I will just go and go and go. And I was like, I know my
Oh
good
no, no, no,
sis
no.
has come
I know
prepared.
I overwhelmingly I had so many, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be this intense. That's why I kept fumbling over words.
I don't think you could be intense. And she was so kind and she was cool about the time and stuff. So you should have asked your questions.
I'll get it next time. I promise you.
Okay.
These
Yeah,
are
that
these
is
are
another cool thing too. Y'all know I don't have no
right.
shame. For her to be like, yeah, girl, come back. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep being like, the worst that somebody can do is tell me no because it hasn't happened yet, if
That
I'm
part.
being so for real. But yes, all of the things. Ugh, so exciting. And like not her casually being like, yeah, no big deal, just 5 whole other projects in the works that I can't talk about it because I got NDAs and whatnot. I'm like, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
That
I'm
was
gassed.
super
And then
cool.
because there's like such a wide range of her scope of skills, it's like it could literally be anything.
Right?
It could
I feel
literally be
like
anything.
not only am I gonna get in where I fit in, but I'm also like good at everything I fit in. So like
Yeah, like, say less. Casually, like, "Yeah, we're a little behind on production, so I'm just gonna get in there." I'm like, "Okay, girl, well, do that then. Do
right?
that.
It's
Let's just
so
keep it
dope.
moving." Oh my gosh. And then the little figure, like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
For real, I was
That
gonna get
that
it anyway, cause
li
like, I there's something about illustrated novellas and, like, where it sits between prose and
Yes.
comics that I'm really, really
Yes.
interested in, but that little miniature magnet thing kinda sold me. I was
Right?
like,
Like, I was
"I
like,
need
"Oh,
to."
yeah, immediately that has to happen." And then the rationale behind it was just too stinking cute. Because 'cause I'm like, "You know what? Hell yeah,
Right.
because why the fuck not?" You know?
I honestly feel like that should be the motto for 2026 with everything that's happening, especially the news for the last, like, 48
Yeah.
hours. Why the
Actually.
fuck not?
You know
Why not?
what? Because why the fuck not?
Why not?
We need to put that on a shirt. Mm, mm.
Because why not?
But wait, she dropped some bars too though, cause what was it? I think LT reposted it. Love you, LT, for picking up the gems when the guests drop them so that way they're in the chat. She said something and I was like, "Oh, that's a bar. Hold on." Basically,
Where
I'm
is
like,
it?
not her just casually dropping like life mantras on us.
Mhm.
Like it's not just a random Thursday. I'm like, "Okay, girl. I'm here for
And
it
I know
though."
we have a few folks in the chat who are, they perked up with the submissions opening tomorrow. That was
Yeah.
news. I didn't know
Y'all
that.
don't sleep. Don't sleep.
And the way I texted somebody, 'cause I know that they're listening, I know that they're here in the chat, and I was like, "You better submit
You
tomorrow."
better submit. You better get in there and submit. Don't you miss this opportunity. What my auntie be like, "Don't you miss your blessing, girl."
Right?
Don't you miss your blessing, girl.
I'm
Dang
just
it.
realizing
Y'all
it
were
didn't
really
go
going
through.
in the chat because I cannot even find it, but Imma find
Right?
it. What was it?
We'll get to it eventually,
We
but,
will,
like,
we will.
yo, this was a great interview.
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy.
Huge.
So exciting.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I love it when we have a great time, but then also get, like, some good recs. Like, you better give me an excuse to buy another book, babe. Let's do it today. So good, so good.
Yes, but we
Okay.
also
Yes. We have
we got some news
we have
that
some
for
really, really long overdue,
right?
long awaited, very, very, very exciting news. And it wouldn't be us if we didn't give the proper introduction and see what had happened was first. So,
Right.
for those who know Pink Riot and its origins, it started really from just us being connected as readers and then
Mhm.
deciding like we have a passion for this other thing. We both love comics, we both love storytelling, we want to bring it in this way. What a lot of people didn't see about the coming together of Pink Riot is all of the weirdos and friends like cheering us on while we were both being like, "Oh no, I'm not going to do it. I was just thinking about it. I'm not going to do it." Like that was that was very much the energy for like a solid year low key.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even over exaggerating. It was like a hot
No,
minute where
it was.
people who like also love books and love us and would just be like, I mean, if you guys are gonna talk about it, you might as well be about it. And they also seen like what was happening in our own like individual journey because we both knew we wanted to do something comics related, but
Right.
like Jasmine said, not everything works out in the first round of whatever you're trying. Sometimes it takes coming back at it from another angle or whatever. So obviously it became a thing, but part of that journey was like the hard parts of us trying to figure it out and figure out what it was going to look like. And the friends stayed and held us down and supported us and was like, you're not tripping. This is not a dumb thing. Believe in what you're talking about, and don't worry about who's going to show up because we're going to show up. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So as we've been doing this, we've been doing it for over a year consistently,
Yeah.
like officially, which is nuts to say. But
It's
we've
November
just been
2024.
yes, we've just been
Wow.
trying to keep pushing and keep it going and just get better as we go. And as we've been doing that, our friendship has been growing, but we've also been learning a lot about like when it's okay to ask for help and when it's okay to say, we're good at this part of it, but if we had somebody to help us with this other piece, it could be so much better. And there's something about like getting to a place of growth where you're like, we don't want to plateau, we want to keep moving forward. And in order to
Yeah.
do that, that means that we're going to
We
need
need
help.
help.
And Keisha and I went back and forth about like, what is this going to look like? Because y'all know we're always on Beyonce's internet screaming about you got to pay people what they're worth and respect people for their time, because I
Right.
wouldn't be showing up for free for something I didn't believe in, and all those things.
But
So
we
it was
also
like,
have no money.
yes, like we're like not even paying ourselves. So like it's like I have a dream in 2 quarters. You know what I mean? So it's
Say
like,
it.
all right, how are we gonna move forward with this? And then it really just boiled down to like, our friends have been telling us, we got you, we're here for you, we believe in what you're doing, we want to see you get to the next step. So it's like we gotta, if we're gonna continue to be Delulu and continue to try to move forward and get better, we have to like trust people when they tell us that. And we were like, all right, so we got to get people to be a part of our team. We're not going to, in the interest of full transparency, we seen another platform doing their thing. And we're like, wow, we have to get like them. Da, 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 da. You guys know
And
comparison
then,
of joy. But then
right.
Keisha, being the blurred library queen that she is, analyzed it and was like, we can't compare ourselves to that because they have help. They have like a whole
Yeah.
team of people
They had
working
like an 8-person team. I was like, this
like
is why they're so great. Like,
like,
we can't.
oh, we can breathe easy. This is not just us. They have like a whole squad. So it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we gotta swallow our pride and accept the help. And it was like, all right. Then we had to think about the vision of Pink Riot. Where do we see it going? What do we see it looking like? And it was like, who do we feel complements that the
Yeah.
most, and who has been rocking with us from the beginning, and who do we feel like has the skill set to help us get to the next thing and to be, but is also like here for the key because we're kind of silly and we kind of do our own thing and we kind of wild out sometimes.
Even though for real, in some of our meetings, like the looks we get for the tangents we go on, I can only imagine they're like, yo, it's like trying to wrangle a bunch of kittens
Yeah, actually.
into a line.
Actually. So we finally like girded our loins and just were like, we're just gonna ask them, and the worst they can do is tell us no and all these things. And we finally asked, and they were like, yeah, duh. And when I tell you, it was like the biggest sigh of relief and the
Yeah.
biggest boost of like energy to move forward, because it's like, wow, like we went back and forth about this for a hot minute, and
Yeah.
we should have just went with the first thought, the first, inclination of course they're going to have our back. They've had our back this whole time. So and
And you
then
see
it
them in the
was
chat every week.
every week.
Like,
You guys
every
know
week.
them. They show up, they pull up. They were already kind of doing some of those behind the scene things, because anytime we're on here going like, what's the name of that book? I know it looked like this. What's the thing? Blah, blah, blah. They're like Johnny on the spot. And it just felt right. And then for them to be so open and so willing, it really like I shed a thug tear. Like I held it together for the meeting, but I
Yeah.
definitely shed a thug tear afterwards, because it's like, wow, we're doing it, and it feels more secure. It feels better. It feels like we can do so much more now. So I will run my mouth this whole time. I want to give Keisha the chance to say part of the intro too, because we couldn't just let it be like a small thing. We were like,
Yeah.
this is huge. This is not just, yeah, go ahead, babe. Sorry.
No, I mean, you said a good amount of it. The only thing I will add is that this person, like, they've gotten us together on the back end of Pink Riot. We've all, like, to be honest, it's been pretty solid. I feel like we had a really decent foundation, but we got gathered pretty quickly.
I mean,
in the
gathered us
best of
all
ways.
right on up.
Was like, yeah, look, this is okay. Let's up this. And so, like Bree said, it's been a breath of fresh air, and I think I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the reasons why I've been able to like be more present and like doing all the things on social media and stuff, because I'm like, all right, you know, it's we got this. We are this team working together. I don't have to take it on myself, and yeah, I will say it's been hilarious being gathered. The password conversation was
oh my god. Y'all, I've never been so happy to be so stressed out in my life. And it was very much like self-induced, because there's no logical reason for it to have taken me there, but I was just like, all right.
Oh no, we were devastated. We were like, wait, before you do anything, can you at least watch the show to understand why we feel this way about this?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we want to bring them on and introduce them properly. Y'all, welcome to you good, babe?
No, because that password conversation was hilarious.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
But welcome to the Pink Riot Lair as an official member of the Pink Riot fam team. Okay? 1/3 of the team. Officially in the Pink Riot Lair for the first time. Do we have I'm gonna do the drum roll.
No. Oh yeah, because I'm about to say the only sound effect we have is bongo drum rolls, and I'm like, what even is that?
I feel like, yeah, my drums are better.
Look.
And they're going like, let me add that to the list because that's ridiculous. But welcome to the Pink Riot Lair for the first time. Are you going to do the thing? Because I don't want to mess it up.
Yes. Yes. Oh, hold on. Am I doing the video or the applause?
Oh, I can do the applause while you do the video.
Okay.
Give us 2 seconds. We can't half-ass this, guys.
We ready?
Yes. Okay. Coming to the stage of the Pink Riot Lair for the very first time, our official 3rd member is Brayburn, the Technical Tempest. Woo!
And let's bring them. Yeah! You guys.
Yes! Yes!
I swear. Y'all crack me up.
Welcome!
Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We see you pulled up in your omnibusy merch, babe.
Right? I did.
Yeah, let's go. Yay. How are you, babes?
Oh man.
I'm good. I was like getting teary, and then y'all went off on the password conversation, and I was like, oh no.
We had to give the context of both sides because
yes,
it's valid. You know what I mean? It's all facts, no gas.
It's
And
true.
Brayburn's
It's
face was
true.
like, just.
Never thought that was going to be the sticking point. Getting y'all to change your passwords was the hardest conversation we've had.
Y'all don't understand. Brayburn's been like, yo, hey, why don't we do this? How about we change this for like, scheduling? How we do this? And then they were like,
and it's
so
been like
passwords.
easy. And then I'm like, okay, this should be easy. I just want to add a password manager. And they're like, what? You want us to change our passwords? We have deep emotional investment in our passwords.
Because we do.
We do.
And I'm like, okay, but I don't want you to get hacked and lose access to everything. And they're like, okay, but
but the passwords.
Right.
So we've gone through a month-long grieving process, and
It has been.
I believe we're approaching the date where we can change the passwords.
Yeah,
I believe in us. I believe.
That's the key.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So for everyone listening, we all have like our nicknames. Bree is the variant Vixen. I am Hot Havoc. And Brayburn is the Technical Tempest. So I'm gonna ask, how did we come to this name?
I am the technical one. And it's been a bit of a tempest.
We definitely harassed them that the name had to have some alliteration. Yeah.
Yes. I also did employ a thesaurus and
See, yeah.
a dictionary going through all of the T's.
Yes.
Once I was like, okay, technical. And then it was like, all right. All the T words.
All the T words. Did you peep that in your celebratory introduction graphic, your picture came in as like a matrix code thing? Because I was like, what is technical? Like, what could I do that makes it technical?
Very nice. Very nice.
You play it again. Because you got to see the very beginning. Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Ooh. I was like, period. I ate that up. Don't lie.
Nice. It's all about the detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close. Yay. Okay, so we had to convince Brayburn to even come on.
Yeah.
And we promised that we would let them go at 10 minutes. So we're going to hold it strong. So what is something that you would want the people to know about the Technical Tempest before you like disappear into the ether and we have to harass you the next time we want you to come on stage?
They're like, what do you mean come back?
Like, who said that?
Right. I don't know. I didn't prepare that.
Okay, that's fair. That is kind of putting you on the spot. Well, if nothing else, know that we very much love and value and appreciate you.
Yes,
and we are so excited about where Pink Riot is going with your help and expertise. And we are so incredibly lucky to have you as a friend.
Yes. I feel the same.
Yay.
I also, I guess I can say that I love the community that y'all are building here, and I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Yes.
All right, everybody in the chat, y'all better say hi to Brayburn.
Be nice. No, I'm kidding.
Be nice.
Like y'all don't say hi to Brayburn.
I was gonna say they do.
Yes. Vibrant's like, they say hi to me before they say hi to y'all.
Right, true. Right, because for those who don't know, there are blueberries, anyone, in the chat. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Blueberries, everyone. Get into it. Yay.
Yes, I am blueberries.
Yay. Okay. You were
Okay.
amazing. And this
Yeah,
is
you are.
awesome. And I know you're like, it's time to go.
No. I will say that I'm also doing some behind the scenes things. So like y'all maybe get communication from me.
Yes.
On behalf of Pink Riot. So
LT said, I was forced to come off my couch, but howdy, Technical Tempest. Welcome.
Thanks, LT.
Yeah. Oh, you watching us on your couch? Yeah.
Fancy.
Right? Ooh.
Come through connectivity.
Right?
Yes.
I love how you can just start in people and it works.
I mean, you can. You got that
nice.
New York.
Yes. I feel like we can do anything at this point. We have all the squad is strong.
Yeah. And we got a bunch of things happening, especially in the next few weeks.
Yes.
We have so much happening.
So much happening. And just trying to like get everything scheduled so that it works with everyone's like work-life balance, and so that everybody can pull up together, and so that we have flights and things. It's like
secret details.
Yes.
So much cool stuff happening that we can't talk about yet, but are so excited to be sharing as soon as we can. And they're going so much more smoothly now that the Technical Tempest is a part of the team.
Ooh, I can say I just bought domains. So the website is coming.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you hanging out the edge of your seat?
Yeah.
Yes, I love it.
So this is super dope.
It's all of the things.
We're gonna have a website.
Yeah, we are, among other things. LT says, normally I don't. I'm in my chair. But after CrossFit tonight, I finally got some ice socks. So I sat on the couch to wear them. That sounds really intense, my guy.
Right?
It sounds cold, but congratulations.
Right, CrossFit will do that to you.
I'm happy for you.
It might feel really nice after CrossFit, I guess.
CrossFit is painful. I did it once. Did a class where, that face you're making is just
that just I'm just like CrossFit.
But I remember
yuck.
I remember doing the class and then like forgetting that I lived upstairs in an apartment building and I had to crawl up the stairs to get into my door. It was quite the experience. So I totally it's no joke. CrossFit is no joke. Would never do it again. But I understand, LT, and I hope you are feeling better.
Yes. And we don't have an official happy dance, but I did notice we all kind of generally did a similar movement. So more to come on that front.
It's in development.
It's in
development.
As of just now, yeah. LT says, very cold, but they're helping with post-workout inflammation and recovery. And we love that for you, babes.
Yes.
This makes me so happy. So very, very happy. Yes.
All right. Oh, we are going to talk about
Free
are we? It's okay.
Real quick. But thank you so very much to the Technical Tempest for gracing us
Yeah.
with their presence. We
Yes,
love you. We
yes.
appreciate you.
They are
And
badass.
obviously, you know the vibes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. You guys, we've been holding on to that tea for a hot little minute.
Whoa. I think because we've had so many people, so many interviews scheduled,
Yeah.
it's like we wanted to make sure that we gave it the time it deserved to like
Facts.
really introduce Brayburn to everyone. But yeah, this is super amazing and they are super awesome. And
Yes.
like you said, Pink Riot's only going to be better from here on out.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So last thing we're going to talk about is Free Comic Book Day / Comics Give It Away Day and everything that's going to be happening this Saturday.
Yep.
Because folks need to be prepared for that.
And
So just like a quick run through of what's going to happen. We already have a reel on Pink Riot about what happened with that. So Free Comic Book Day has been, going on for quite a while. I want to say over 10, 20 years. Don't quote me on that. But it's been going on for quite a while. And it was originally under a Diamond Comics distributor, but they went bankrupt a while ago. And can we just say, like, in doing that, they screwed a lot of people over. Not just big comic imprints, but they also screwed over a lot of indie comics, which lost a lot of inventory as a result. With Free Comic Book Day last year, they already had the comics published, so printed, so that was fine, right? We still ended up getting the same Free Comic Book Day that we knew to expect. However, this year, because everybody has different distributors, it's all a bunch of different things. Penguin Random House, they now distribute a good amount of comics, and they never came to an agreement with the new owners of Free Comic Book Day, so they ended up trademarking and creating their own little thing called Comics Giveaway Day. And now both are happening on the same day, hopefully at the same comic book shops. I know my local comic book shop, they are doing, and shout out to That's Entertainment, they're doing both. So they have both comics and they are expecting similar things to happen that's happened in previous years. What's
Yeah.
your comic book shop doing?
So y'all know my local comic book shop is very much
Eisner
Eisner
award winning.
award-winning top tier energy. So they do it big every year for Free Comic Book Day. So they have a whole bunch of things going on. It's a whole host of things.
Mhm.
They partnered with the community so that they do like a food drive. So basically, if you don't do anything but show up, you automatically get like 5 free Comic Book Day comics. But if you donate
Mhm.
anything, you get more. And then if you donate $50 or more of like non-perishable goods for the drive and bring your receipt, they have this host of stuff that they give. So like there's other things in the community like discount on food at this really good sandwich place that's across the street from them, discount on the ice skating rink, and they partner with Sacred Tattoo Oakland. So if you show that proof, you get a voucher to get a free flash tattoo. That's how I got my Storm tattoo.
So I gotta
So,
fly out one year.
I
I
mean,
fly out for
you
a free tattoo.
you just got to do it. So yeah, it's really cool. It's a way to give back to the community. Everybody shows up because they have like door prizes. They have this fun like wheel that you spin and you get like free stuff. And they do discounts on like omnibuses and like hardcovers and
Yes.
trades. So and my store does it big like that, but they're not the only one. There's like other stores in the Bay Area that have things. They just don't quite do it on the same scale as my LCS, so I'm very biased. But I would encourage you all to like, if your comic shop has social media, take a peek and see if they're advertising any of the things that they're doing. Or I know that mine sent emails to like their email list of like a list of all the cool stuff that you can get and do. And they've like partnered with some artists from different comics. So there's like special edition t-shirts where it's like a collab with that artist in the shop. So everybody's shop celebrates it in their own way, but the gist of it is get your free comics for both, I guess, what do you call those? Both initiatives now at your local comic shop. Another thing I want to encourage everybody to do is look at your local library's website, because I know that the Oakland Library has opportunities for people to get free comics for the day there too. And they have a bunch of, usually when they do these, if there was any leftovers from like previous free comic events, they just put it all out because they really just want people to read. So like take a peek at your local bookstores, local comic shops, and your local libraries to see what they're all doing for the day, because it's going to vary depending upon where you are. But either way, it's a good time. I know that a lot of the times people like cosplay when they show up for these events.
Yeah.
They
So
have
like my local comic book shop,
going
they
on.
have that where if kids come in cosplay, they also get like a credit to, you know, getting comics and stuff. Just like Bree said, check out what your local comic book shop is doing, because I remember I've had I've had 3 homes in terms of like comic book shops, and my very first one did similar things to what your Eisner Award winning comic shop was doing. Posh posh.
Posh, posh.
Like, you know, it was lines wrapped around the building, and they did a lot of the food drives. They did, you know, cosplay. They had people, you know, interacting with you while in line and stuff. It was such a good time.
Yeah.
And my comic book shop now, they don't do as much, but you can still get some great discounts in the store, which is really cool. And my side piece, what they have long boxes where you can get dollar comics, and they just throw in like all of their backlist stuff in there, and I found some amazing finds. So, especially if you love crate digging, like this is the best time. I am gonna wear that Eisner Award winning line out, because anytime I hear about what Cape and Cal is doing, I'm just I am low key jealous. I'm like, I want that near me. I want that experience.
You know, it just hits different when your LCS is a pillar in the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 And like your shop's indie like ability to get indies is like above none. Like I can't compare it to anything else. My shop has gotten slightly better, where they now have we now like get the full catalog for Lunar. So like I've seen some really cool indie things that I wasn't able to see before. Like Wiseacre Comics popped up, Ray Media popped up, which was just a delight. Abrams Comics, so now like I can see Megascope titles as they come in. This was, you know, joy. I'm like, we're stepping into the new. We're stepping into the
in the
new
right direction
century.
at that.
Right. But no, like I look at your comic book shop and I'm like, I wish.
It's pretty cool. I definitely don't take it for granted, because like I've told the story a million times, the shop that's actually closer to me cannot compare. So we definitely make that trek. But it's worth it every time. Love them down. One thing I will say too is if you're in like a comic desert area, comic book shop desert area, Cape and Cow does ship. And they have like a cool point system. So if you sign up for like your Cape and Cal sub with like email sub or whatever, they have their main site, and then they have their account with Comic Hub. So the main site is like from off their website, and you can buy like the Cape and Cow merch and all that type of stuff. But the deals that they have going on for Free Comic Book Day are online as well. So definitely it applies to all of their like in stock merch. So you won't get those same discounts if you're like pre-ordering something, but anything that's in stock, you get all those discounts apply. So definitely check it out. If you can't physically get to Free Comic Book Day, you can definitely pull up virtually.
That's super dope. All right. I did pick up comics from this week, but I'm not gonna show. I'm not gonna show them. We're gonna wait until next week.
Then we'll
because
share our
we
Free
also
Comic Book
have.
Day hauls.
Yeah. Cause okay, and can I say this? I looked at the list for Free Comic Book Day because like different titles for a comic book giveaway and Free Comic Book Day. Compare the two. And I'm happy they're doing it on the same day at the same location because if I had to choose, I'd be at Comics Giveaway Day, and that's so bad. That's so bad.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. We forgot to say that if you haven't already, you want to definitely look at the official Free Comic Book Day site. And I don't know if the other one has their own site, so you can look at the list of what's coming, because every comic shop or every library, whatever, won't necessarily get every book that's available for free. Sometimes they spread them out depending upon like what's requested or whatever. So like I've seen in previous years where like maybe not Cape and Cow because they usually get all of them, but some places don't get them. So people were like, get up early so you can pull up to multiple locations to make sure that you don't miss out on the titles that you want.
Yeah, like this is I'm pulling up the website now for Free Comic Book Day. And like you can see they have like an obviously smaller list of imprints. So there's DC, Oni Press, Image, Mad Cave, Vault, Titan, and a few others. Oh, Dynamite, Archie, and a few others I don't quite know.
Vault is T.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can pull up the list because okay, there it is. So this is why I was like, I'm on the fence. I think the only thing from this list, because for the Free Comic Book Day, you had DC and Sonic. DC also has Aqua Manatee. What is that? Is that a kid's comic?
Gosh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Stitch has a comic. They have Energon Universe for Image. Their Mad Cave has Flash Gordon. They have Terabytes. Oni Press has Mind, MGMT, Fort Psycho Special. I mean, to be honest, I won't hold you. I don't know many of these titles here. I don't know.
That's cool because then you get like the Vault title and Anna, the name she lost. Sometimes you get like sneak peeks at stuff that's coming out later, and then other times they'll get like a reprinting variant, because I remember I was shocked that one of the more recent years we got a reprinting of Moon Girl issue 1, and it was like listed as one of the variants for issue 1, even though it was however many years later. So like you get cool stuff like that, but other times you get like I'm drawing a blank, the youth DC titles where
those are really
learned
cool.
about Galaxy in one of the Free Comic Book Day issues. So like you might mess around and find a first appearance of a new character, or like a sneak peek of a title that's coming later, or anthology style single issue that's like a compilation of characters, because I remember seeing some
Marvel
Marvel
Voices.
voices. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, see, like this character looks really cool, and Volt
Yeah.
is usually doing like, when I first started
Volt's
collecting Women
doing
of
good
Color in
things.
comics, I got so many Volt titles just off the strength of that. So I'm
Yeah.
inclined to pick that one up and see how it's a issue 0. So it's like,
Yeah.
that's a title that's coming out later, and they're giving you sneak peek issue for Free Comic Book Day. So that's pretty cool.
And it's a modern reimagining of an ancient Assyrian goddess. So that sounds cool. Who's
Say
the
less.
writer? Hold on, we're gonna play Google that author real quick.
Yeah. Is this author white?
And the answer is yes.
Sometimes it bees like that, y'all. Still looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will likely still grab it for that reason.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Is there a site for the other one?
Yes, there is. Let me check that one, because that one, like I said, is through Penguin Random House. So it's comics giveaway day. There it is. Give me a second to pull it up. Bam. Look at me. Just being all technical.
You better get it.
Yeah. All right. So this right here is comics giveaway day. Excuse me. So comics giveaway day, they have Boom, Dark Horse. What used to be IDW is now ID, I believe. Ignition Press, Marvel, Penguin Random House. So they have like their children's graphic novels that are on this list, which I thought was interesting.
Kodansha and Tokyo Pop, some manga as well.
Right. And Webtoon with Wattpad, Webtoon Book Group, which I thought was interesting. And they've broken this one up based off of the age ranges.
Oh,
which
that's
I've
cool.
seen.
That's color coded.
Yeah. So green is all ages, yellow is teen, red is mature, and we have Garfield, we have Gem and holograms.
Period.
I'm already right. Power Rangers. Something is killing the children.
Oh,
Like
easily.
this is what I was like expecting. You know, Avatar Legends and Minecraft, Heart of the Cobblestone, Masters of the Universe, and Dungeons and Dragons, Lock and Key.
Oh, that's a good one. And Sonic? Yeah. They
See,
were like,
Sonic
we're
is
not pulling any punches for our first year.
Right. That's why I was like, oh, I think I might, if I had to choose, I'm gonna go this way. Because they have, but Sonic is in both. So Free Comic Book Day, they have the DC Sonic collaboration, and then this one is just Sonic by himself. Then they have the Minotaur, and this is another reason why I was like, oh, I'm gonna do comics giveaway day, because my son loves Blue Lock, like absolutely loves this. So I was like, if I gotta do anything,
yeah,
I gotta pick this up for him. Or else I'm gonna get a side eye. And yeah, that it's just not gonna be a good look. So I definitely, above all things, I have to pick up Blue Lock. What else? We have Alien, Predator, and Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry, is that one? You know how they'll have like 2 stories in one comic?
Yeah,
That is not it. That's one. That's one
3
whole
stories.
Oh my!
I think it's giving 3 stories in one. I don't know. We're gonna find out for sure.
Right. I'm gonna pick that up just because, like, even though Alien terrifies me.
I was trying to watch that new show, y'all, and was like, this. We not doing that.
We have Spider-Man. What else? Armageddon, X-Men. Yeah, they came out swinging. On Comics Giveaway Day. Right? Like, I'm like, oh, this is really cool that they're now adding samplers to what's in the kids version, the kids graphic novels. I really do enjoy that. Because then, like, I guess, like, at the end of the day, I would use this like they are to, like, get kids interested and invested in reading and comics.
Yeah.
So this is super cool. Like I don't know any of these titles. Mr. Magic, the School Bus Graveyard. The British are coming. You know, I
Oh,
don't know
that's
any of
cute.
these. Right, the Stitch. Oh, this is Disney manga. Best food forever. That's
Period.
cute. But yeah. Oh, is that
Little something for everyone. And
yeah.
even if you're not interested in the like kids comics, if your comic shop isn't as picky about how many you get, grab some of those kids ones and put it in like a free library near you, because sometimes those things like that are like the easiest gateway into reading for young
Yes.
readers, to like get something bite sized. And they're really good about making the like free comic book day issues like be their whole own little contained story, so that way it doesn't feel like somebody is missing out if that's all that they were able to get for free comic book day. So yeah, Navy baby.
Hey Navy.
Yes, we're
I'm
so
so
excited for
excited.
this weekend too. We're talking about all of the things.
Yeah. It's
Very
gonna be
excited.
good because even on top of all this, just the discounts for all the comics you can get. I know
Back.
somebody right now, they put in our in that reel that they're waiting, like their pull list. They're waiting to pick up all of their comics on
Mm-hmm.
comic book free comic book day so that they can get that discount. And I'm like, period. That's smart. I should have done
See,
that.
even Cal's like, we're not doing this on the pre-order stuff. You get the
Mm.
discounts on the in-store stuff. I'm like, okay, you might have cooked with that a little bit. And you
They
might
said
have a
that
lot of people
money.
waiting to pick up on free comic book day. Yeah. But
Yeah,
they
they said
do
that
really
money is
good though, because
already accounted for.
they have a point system. So whenever you're buying comics regularly, you get points, and once you get a certain amount of points, you get $5 off of whatever you're buying, right? So on free comic book day, anything you buy that's not a pre-order, you get 5 times the points.
Oh, cool.
So they're really like, stock up on this day.
Yeah, I
Very
know
excited.
most of my shops do like a 25% off type thing. And that's on
Mhm.
top of like when you're digging in the crates, it's
Yep.
you already get like a percentage off of that also, especially if you have a pull box, you have a subscription box in the shop, you get a certain discount for anything in the crates and stuff. So like, yeah, I'm
Uh,
super I'm
Solid.
super excited for
A
getting
win is a
things.
win.
Basically.
There's something for everybody. So get up, get out, and get something. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we'll make sure that our next episode we will be sharing our new comic book day picks.
Yes. Do we have
So that
somebody
way you
coming
guys
in?
say again.
I said, do we have somebody coming to this? Hold on, let me check our calendar to like make sure. I don't think we have somebody. Hold on. Yeah, we do. We have a guest next. Uh-oh, hold on. I can't find you. Okay, we have a guest next week, but we're gonna talk about that in the reel. So make sure you are watching us on social media. It's gonna be very exciting.
I'm like, let me check my Palm Pilot. Oh right, okay. But we are
Yeah.
double stacked, so we will share like the main keys that we got. But it won't
Yes.
be like a here's all of the things we got.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
but
gonna be a
thank you
fun
guys
time.
so much for tuning in and keying with us with our special guests and our special announcements. It's been such a vibe. A huge shout out to all of y'all who stayed through to the end. Special shout out to all of our Patreon subscribers. We love every single one of y'all, and we literally do a happy dance anytime we can add somebody to that list. If you aren't already subscribed, we have a free tier, so you can just pull up and immediately participate and get access to things. But we also have paid tiers, and the higher up in tier you go, the more access that you get to behind the scenes things, influencing what we're reading and reviewing together, influencing extra things that you see on the show. It's a vibe, it's a community. The Riot Royalty got to get sneak peeks on the merch situation that's going to be dropping pretty soon. So don't sleep. There's lots of cool stuff over there. If you don't already, like, share, follow, comment, subscribe to Pink Riot Comic Show on all US platforms. We're trying to build a community, so we'd love for you to tell a friend to pull up, because you guys are awesome and we just know your friends are too, so we want them to be our friends. It's a vibe. If you like today's episode, make sure you scroll up or scroll down on YouTube and check out another one that you may have missed before. And if you got time to watch it, great. We love to see your comments in there. If you don't have time to watch it, you could just let that thing play in the background, because those views help us whether you're actually looking at it or not. If you don't have time to watch, we'd love for you to give us a listen, because we's a podcast now. And you can find us anywhere where podcasts are. There's like over 150 locations you can find Pink Riot Comic Show. So just, Google me, baby. Go ahead, mama. We love it when you guys show up in real time so we can kiki with y'all live. And if that's your vibe, we love to see you come back again, because guess what? We at the same damn place at the same damn time with no days off, because we love you and we love what we do. And yes, we had to do a happy dance because we are so close to 375 subscribers on YouTube and so close to hitting that 1K mark on IG. So definitely do us a favor and share and tell a friend to tell a friend, because we're trying to get there, man. We're trying to do it. We're trying to do it big. We're trying to get bigger, so that way we can give you more of the content that you love and have more opportunities to do all of the things that we envision for Pink Riot moving forward. And if you haven't already, go check out our linktree and check out our merch, y'all. Keisha's rocking our logo tee, and Brayburn had on our omnibus tee earlier. We got some really cool designs, and we don't want y'all to miss out on those, because there are new ones coming. And once the new ones come, the old ones get rotated out, and we don't want you to miss it. They come in all different colors, all different types, and we got hoodies.
Help fund us. Like this we want this to keep going, and the merch allows us to do that. So yeah.
Yep. And we're trying to give y'all like some live in real time footage at some upcoming events. And those things cost money. And we got day jobs. So, we like trying to get the extra coins to make those things a thing. But again, thank you guys so much for pulling up. We love you down, and we'll see y'all next week. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Later.
I definitely found more. All right, how many variants are there?
11.
Damn. Go ahead. No.